Good evening, everyone. So today's class is going to be based on an awareness of your spine. So we will go through spinal motions along with spinal stability. So starting off, I want you to just have a seat. And it can be any way that you're comfortable with sitting, whether it's on your heels or cross-legged. And let's just start with getting in touch with your breathing, right? So just closing your eyes and start to feel your breath flow in your body and flow out. Without any specific pace, just let your breath go with what it wants to do. And now start to take a little awareness of your spine. Are you slouched? Are you too straight, too erect? Start to find a little middle ground, and it starts from your pelvis. Start to just roll your pelvis forward and back. And trying to just find a neutral spot. So we're in the middle. If you were to roll onto your bones, maybe just roll a little more forward, slightly. From there, just have a nice lift with your chest, going towards the ceiling, and even a string from the back of your neck, getting long, pulling up. Let your shoulder blades, think about drawing them up towards your ears, both of them, and then just letting them fall back and down, and just setting them into the groove right in your rib cage. Continue just to breathe, and maybe notice if your breathing is any different in this position. And from here, take some awareness of where your breathing is. Are you breathing more into the front of your body? How is the relationships with each side rib, meaning your lateral expansion? Are you breathing into one side more than the other? Do they expand at the same rate? So let's just start some movements in this position. Wherever you are seated, you're going to do seated cat and cows. So I'll face this way so the camera can see my spine. But what I want you to do is, as you inhale, think of wrapping your hands around your knees, regardless of how you're sitting, and starting to pull your chest forward and up, extending your spine. Where are we moving from? Your thoracic, your lumbar, even a little bit of your cervical. But don't cock your head back. And as you exhale, think of going segment by segment, starting from your lumbar spine, your lumbar thoracic junction, so that's where your spine meets your ribs, your lumbar spine. And go through your ribs, lower, middle ribs, your upper ribs, your neck. And then just reverse that. The key thing I want you to do is very slow, right? So start from your upper ribs, your mid-upper, your mid-ribs, your mid-lower, just slowly moving. Good. Again, just facilitating an awareness is movement. Before we start going fast, we should understand how to do it slow, or how it feels to do it slow. Let's go to rounding. Lower ribs, mid ribs, upper ribs, and your shoulder blades broaden around your ribs. One starting now maybe from your tail, your pelvis, your lumbar spine, your lower back, your ribs, your heart, even pulling with your arms a little bit into your shins. And exhale. Slowly rounding. Good. We'll be in this for a little longer. Just inhale your hands all the way up. Get tall. We're going to twist a little to the right, just so you're in line. If you're sitting cross-legged with your right knee, if you're sitting on your heels, you can just have on a little bit of a 45-degree angle. But we're just going to go down. Just a little forward bend.
Now think of your lateral expansion and breathing into your left rib cage. Inhaling, creating a side bend with your left spine. Next. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly making your way towards your other side.
And again, getting nice and tall at first. Inhale, get tall, make sure you're not compressing and decreasing your hips. And exhale, hold down. Inhaling, filling up your right rib cage.
And exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale. Excellent.
From here, you can come out of your cross-legged position, or if you're sitting onto your ankles. And let's just go into an all-four position. And from here, just start to have some awareness of bending with your spine sideways. So think about bringing your left shoulder towards your left hip and your left hip towards your left shoulder. So you're creating a side bend with your spine this way. Almost like you're wagging your tail. And again, trying to see where you move from, where you don't. Just exploring. Do you tend to move from your pelvis at all? Is it all from your lower back? All from your ribs? Now let's just start to introduce a little rotation into our spine. So you can do it from this position, or if you want, you could sit onto your heels as well. I prefer sitting onto my heels, but if that's not accessible for you, you can stay on an all-four position. And I want you to take your hand behind your back, if you can. Doesn't have to be so far. Just maybe right by your tailbone. And you're gonna inhale. You're gonna open up. And exhale, back down. Inhaling, opening up. Exhale, back down. Two more. Inhale, think of drawing your shoulder blade back as you open up your ribs, your left rib spinning out and up, your right rib spinning underneath you. And down. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And switch sides. Right arm behind your back now. Inhale, opening up. You can use your bottom arm. And exhale. If I was sitting on my heels, this is what it would look like. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. One. Inhale. Excellent. So let's start to work a little bit on spine stability. So being on all fours, what we'll practice doing is just bringing your left leg back. So make sure your left toes are still on the ground and you're just extending your leg back. So look similar to this. And start to think about pulling your belly button up, away. So it's not like you're collapsing into your body, you're pulling away from the ground and just lifting up your right arm. So you should feel your core kick on a little bit. Pulling your belly button away, specifically not letting your left lower back drop. You want to make sure that it's engaged towards the ceiling. Your left arm is pushing into the ground away from you. And switch. Good. So step by step. Start to lengthen through your back leg, start to feel your core, start to kick on, pulling away from the floor towards the ceiling. When you're ready, maybe you lift up your left arm. If this is tough for you as well with this arm, you can always take it out to the side too. And just breathing. Good. And switch one more time, except now, if you'd like, you can lift that back leg up, but still go step by step. Don't jump to it. The setup is very important, the steps before the movement. And maybe you lift up your left leg first, you feel that out, see if that's okay for your back. You can even take your right hand and put it behind your back and just see, is my tailbone and my hip and my spine level? And then you could bring your arm forward. And think about a duality between lengthening through your right fingertips and your left heel getting long. Inhaling and exhaling. And switch. So step by step. Right leg back, right heel. Start to get long through your back leg, lift up your back leg, make sure that feels safe and okay. And then take your left hand, just feel by your lower back, see if it's level. And then maybe you take your left arm, either in front, to the side, even low. If you have shoulder problems, if that's a little uncomfortable. Good, and down. Excellent. Take a little child's pose. So, we're sitting back, and think of now, since our spine is flexed, it's primed to breathe into the backward. Same thing with when we extend our spine, your breath is most accessible to go into the front of your spine because all your ribs kind of flare out and open up. In this position, the back of your ribs are open. The back of your lungs are ready to just receive air. So think about bringing your breath into your back. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Very good. Slowly come up. From here, let's just do planks and down dogs. But again, drawing an awareness of your spine and moving from that area. So find your way to a plank. For this, move it long. And just think about, as we go into a plank and a down dog, you lift up from your spine and your hips. Inhaling. It's okay to put a little bend in your knees if you feel like your back is rounding and everything's rounding.
Just soften your knees a little bit, it takes the slack out. And then slowly think about guiding the motion from your core, from your pelvis, making your way into a plank. And once you're there, maybe take a breath. And as you inhale, lift up from your core into a down dog. Good, and if you need to take a break from down. Slowly make your way down. Good. We'll go one more. Lift up from your belly button, from your core. Let that guide the motion. Good. Slowly back. Down, child's pose. Just take 2 or 3 breaths into your back. In through the nose, out through the nose. So from here, we're just going to step right up into a low lunge position. You're going to make your way up. So again, we can focus on your hips and your feet and different areas in all different postures, but for today we're going to focus on moving your spine. So let's just first start out with rotation. Make sure that you're trying to rotate from this area right here, your rib cage. The anatomy in your ribs are most designed to rotate, so that's where I want you to make sure you're rotating from. So what we're going to do is you're going to inhale your hands up. Good, and exhale. Think about twisting from your spine, right? So find structures in your spine that you could feel like you're trying to move from. So your clavicles, your breastbone, the bottom of your ribs, even your belly button a little bit. Inhale back up. Good. And exhale, twist. Clavicles, breastbone, lower ribs. And back up. We're going to do 2 more, just building a little dissociation between your rib cage and your neck. So inhale. We're going to twist. Watch your hands in the back. Your eyes and your neck. Before you come back, just bring your head back to your front hand, and then come back with your spine, the rest of your spine. Inhale, open up, find your back hand. Good. Bring your neck back to your front hand. Now bring your spine back. Excellent. From here, and if this bothers you to stay on this knee for so long, just put a blanket underneath it. So let's just do some extension and flexion. What we're going to do is we're going to stay in these positions just for a little bit so you can experience the breathing pattern. So what I want you to do is just think about bringing your hands down, your palms facing away, and having a little extension. You're going to stay here for 2 breaths. You're going to inhale into the front of your body. Don't think of inhaling vertical up, forward. So inhale, even letting your chin come a little bit to a chin tuck, and exhale. Good. Now we're going to go for flexion. So think of rounding, right? Think of reaching. And now think of breathing into the back of your body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Come out of this. And one more motion, side bending. So I like to put my right hand along my right thigh just to kind of push it away, maybe get a little taller. Left hand, think of getting length first and getting tall through your fingertips, and then finding the side bend. Make sure that you're not extending too far back or bending too far forward. Try to find a pure plane of motion. And again, you just opened up this whole area for you to breathe. So think about breathing into your left rib cage. Good. Come out of this. And let's just step forward and then we'll step our way back. So left leg meets your right. Exhale, fold down to a little forward bend. Inhale, halfway up, so finding a little extension in your spine, shoulders back. Exhale down. Good. Put a little bend in your legs. Inhale, all the way up. Good. And exhale, just going a little forward bend. Remember, piece by piece. Take it slow. Good. Inhale to a plank. Exhale, down dog. Lift your hips up. Using your core. Inhale, plank. Slowly. Good. Knees down. Child's pose. From here, come up. And let's just step your left leg forward now. So let's do this side. So first, finding the rotation, right? Focusing your rib cage as your primary driver, where you want to move from. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Two more. Inhale. And remember, we're building dissociation for these next two. So exhale. Find your hands with your head. Good. Now bring your head back to your front hands. And then come back to your spine, your arm. One more. Inhale. Twisting. Exhaling. Coming back. Inhale. And exhale. Find your hands down your lap. Good. So, now we did extension and flexion with our spine, right? And we used our breathing. So instead of having your hands by your sides, have them in a kind of a little bit of a W position, which looks like this. And you're gonna pinch your shoulder blades. Think of having a little extension with your spine, right? So now we've opened up the front of your body, and think about breathing to the front of your body. One more. And now rounding. Good. And now the back of your body. Inhale into it. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Come out of this. Let's make our way into a little side bending. And again, if you need to put a blanket underneath this knee, that's fine. Getting tall, right arm up. Getting even taller, getting long, getting open, getting separation. Now maybe creating a little bit of a side bend. And just breathe into your whole right rib cage. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. More, inhale. Exhale. Excellent. Stepping forward, hands down to the ground, right into left. Exhale, fold down. Good. Inhale, halfway up. Right back down. Put a little bend in your legs. Inhale, all the way up. And exhale, all the way down. Good, so now we're just gonna go 2 or 3 little flows. So inhale into a plank, step back. You can drop your knees down to the ground. Exhale, slowly lower your weight all the way down to the ground. Inhale, lift your chest up. And child's pose, exhale. Good. Inhale here. And exhale, make your way up. Down dog. Good, 2 more like that. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees down, lower down to the ground. Good. Inhale. Just lift a little bit of your chest, use your hands, shoulder blades. Exhale down. Child's pose. Down dog. 1 more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, maybe not bringing your knees down to the ground. But lowering down nice and slow. All the way down. Inhale. Cobra. Exhale down. Child's pose. Good. And relax. From here, you can make your way onto your back. And all you're gonna do is just bring your knees into your chest. Maybe rocking a little bit forward and back. Just a little. But nothing too stressful. Good. Going on to your right side now. Bend your knees. We're just going to do 3 little book openers. Just getting your ribs moving a little more. So inhale. Opening up. Try to make sure that your knees stay in line. You can even take your bottom arm and hold it on the top of your thigh to keep it in place. Exhale. Back to center. Back to where you were. And 2 more. Inhale. Keep your thighs touching, keep your top knee right over your bottom knee. So take a look at it now and just see if it's there. Good. And back. 1 more. Inhale. Open up. Exhale. Switch sides. You can also, if you're comfortable or you need to, put a bolster or a block right in between your knees. And even underneath your head for a little pillow. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, opening up. Think about your ribs, think about your chest, your spine. Exhale, back to center. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good.
come to your back. Knees into your chest. Just give yourself a little hug. Just let your feet hit the ground. And just stay here for a breath or two. Just lay down, close your eyes. And let your body just soak in all the movements you just nourished it with. Let your body be supported by the ground. And again, come back to your breathing. Where does your breath like to go in your body and where does it not? Bring your awareness to your face, your eyes. Let all those muscles just soften. And then taking your breath into your upper back and letting that area soften. And then your mid back. As you exhale, you let it soften, sink deeper into the ground. Your lower back, just breathing into it, letting any tension just go. Invite you to stay here for a few more minutes without my guidance and just again breathing into your body, creating space in it. And I thank you for joining class this evening, and I will see you next time.